in blue text. We have always said you need to think every time. Think. This morning, somebody asked me, why are you thinking? And I said to that person, look, we as human beings, our first business of every day is to think. When you wake up in the morning, the first thing you do is think. Thinking is like breathing. So you must engage in that activity with a lot of seriousness. And when you think in a way that directs you to be disciplined, that discipline makes you understand your responsibilities. And when you understand your responsibilities and take care of them at home, in school, and in society, you make good decisions. And those good decisions lead you to choices like being a creative idea maker. And it's always good to test your ideas. In the next class that we will be discussing creative ideas, I think this is likely to be in the year 2023. I'll teach you about idea calibration and compare it to how, for instance, bullets are calibrated before you shoot the cannonballs. But that's not for today. Today, I want you to just know that every idea or ideas you come with, it's good to test them and test them on a low cost basis so that if the idea fails, you don't lose a lot of money or you don't lose a lot of time. So tests should be not very expensive. Once you're sure that this is working, that's when you invest a lot of time and resources. Then ideas that stand out are what become innovations. And those innovations, like, nowadays, if your parent has bought a new car, likely they have got this innovation that enables the car to sense whether they are going to hit a wall or hit another car. The car can even sense if you are getting out of the lane, and it brings a warning if you're about to hit a human being. All of these are innovations. They are solutions that increase safety on the road. And then these innovations, actually, we need to protect them. Because the moment you do not protect your innovations, I've got to put my phone on silent mode because there are people trying to call me. And at this time, we are undertaking a very important class, so I cannot attend to phone calls. So you need to protect your innovations. And as you protect them, if your idea is working well, then you're creating value in society. Next year in the calendar, we'll talk about value creation and how you test and ensure that not only you are doing things that you can be the best at, but those things are able also to benefit society while giving you a profit, right? That's why pricing comes in. We discussed pricing some time back, I think in May, and we'll repeat or take it to the next level in the lessons we'll be covering in the year 2024. Then when you do all of those things, then you're able to achieve your purpose. So I want to take you back and ask you a question. Why should people save money? Let's start there and let's answer these questions quickly and randomly. And so I can see Jasmine's hand is up and Jesse's hand is up. So let's give Jesse a chance first, then Jasmine. Jesse, tell us why people should save money.
People should save money because it is for future use.
Yes. Anything else?
No.
Very good.
When you get
Very good. And Jasmine?
Other than future-proofing, people should save money to invest in important things such as education, real estate, and real estate.
That's wonderful. So to invest. Now, I want to react to what Jasmine and Jesse have said. But before I do so, can we give a chance to, there's a young girl in a green, I think, top, or I don't know whether it's a shawl. She can say hi to us. Good morning. What's your name? Okay. Is she still there?
Yeah, she's still there. I don't know if there's a problem with her audio. I'm not sure if she can hear
Maybe
us.
she can't hear us. Yeah. Hi, beautiful girl. How are you? How are you? What is your name? What is your name, beautiful girl? Okay, I think we'll wait for her.
We also have Felista who joined us.
It's nice to have Felista with us. and it is good. So I want to go back to Jasmine and Jesse. Jesse says that we need to invest so we can use the money in future when there's a need. Wonderful, we need that. Then Jasmine has told us that you can also partly use your savings to invest in opportunities like property, maybe invest in shares, invest in all these things. Now, my concern is these lessons, I think it's good to remember what Jesse and Jasmine has said, but it's also good to practice it. So like when your teachers in school tell you to bring toilet paper to school, because I know nowadays, especially people in CBC, you're being asked to take a lot of things to school. It is not good for you to go and tell your mother to buy you the most expensive toilet paper. If you are really mindful about saving, because I've seen some kids, when they are told to take toilet paper to school, they want mom to buy the finest, you know, the one that goes for, you know, toilet paper price has gone up. Some, that box of 10, nowadays, there are those that go for 700, and then the cheapest goes for around 435. So instead of buying the cheaper one, they want to take to the school the finest. And what I would like to do is to discourage you from being extravagant. You need to have a mind of saving. I'm just saying this to you because I've seen it with some kids. And the reason I've noticed why kids do that, why they want to go to school with the most expensive things, because the teacher has asked, is because they saw another child in school bringing the most expensive stuff. Like when the teacher says, print out this picture, you go and do the most expensive, you know, glossy printout, and you take to school. No, save money. Go to the cheapest place, do the printout, take to school. Save that money. That money mom can save and put in your bank account, and the money can earn interest, and it will be of benefit to you in future, in line with what Jesse and Jasmine has said. So I don't know, are we together? Are we together, my good people here, the young ones? Jasmine, are we together?
Yes.
Yes, I'm just giving that example because I'm seeing that happening a lot with the kids when they are sent home to get stuff to school for learning. So Jesse, are we together?
Yes.
And then Ruth,
Yes.
Ruth, yes, thank you so much, Jesse. Ruth, do you get the point I'm making, Ruth?
Yes.
Thank you so much. And Ryan?
Yes.
Very good. So now, can you give me an example of how people earn money? Ryan and Ruth, can you answer that one? How do people earn money or income?
By working in a job,
Mm-hmm.
Investing,
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Ryan, can you give
and
me an
also,
example? Give me an example of investing to earn money.
like for example, you ask your parents for the money for saving, and then you save until the prices go up.
Mm-hmm. So when you save, the bank pays an interest to your account, isn't it?
Yes.
Very good. Thank you very much. Ruth, over to you, Ruth.
By baking and selling things like cake.
Very good. Very good. Anything else, Ruth?
No.
Very good. I like that example. You know, you can bake things and sell, like things like cakes, things like donuts. You can even bake bread. You can cook mandazi. So I think Ruth is saying that this thing of doing baking, it can also earn you. So that's just an example of how some people earn income. And we see this all over the place where people are doing what Ruth is talking about, as well as Ryan. So let's move on. Do you know an example of any asset that earns income? And we said there are two types of assets. There are those assets that don't earn income, like the assets that are at home, assets like your bed, your mattress, your TV, your sofa, your dining table. Those are domestic assets at home to make you comfortable. Those ones don't earn any income. But there are other assets, like your car doesn't earn income. It's just to help your family move from home to the places where you're going. But tell me an example of an asset that can earn you income. I saw a hand raised. Which hand was that? Somebody raised a hand to help us. Was it Jasmine or who was it? We are here. An example of an asset. And I think Jasmine had talked about property. So that's an example of an asset that earns income. Because it earns income because when you have property like a house or an office, when people pay you rent, that is income, isn't it? So Jasmine, you can go for it.
I wanted to say property, but you said it.
Ah, Jasmine, I think you'll be a person of heavy investment in property in future because you really love property. I don't know if I'm wrong.
Okay, I know a lot about property because my parents own a small company in Vermont.
Deals in property, yeah?
Yes. So parents own a small property called Vermont.
Yeah.
So I kind of know a little about this.
Wonderful, wonderful, wonderful. And you know, property generally, if well managed, it earns really good returns if well managed, because so maybe in future we might just come to you or your parents' company for advice on property, and of course we'll not get for free. We pay a small fee and we get the advice, and we invest in property in future. So any other example? Yes, Jasmine.
I didn't raise my hand.
Okay. So assets here, this bullet that earn income, it's property. You can also buy a car and do commercial like Uber. You can hire a driver and tell the driver, look, every day I want you to bring me 6,000 shillings. Anything on top is yours, and you need to pay for the fuel. That's income. Or you look at the trend and you realize actually 6,000 is too high. You say that give me 4,000 every day, but you pay for the fuel and the maintenance of the car. Or because maybe you are doing other things, so you don't have time to operate the Uber. And other than that, there are other assets that can earn income. You see, assets can be physical, like a property or a car that you use for Uber, but also you can have financial assets. Like there's an example that Jasmine gave us some time back, where she talked about opening a savings bank account, but also we have talked here about opening those high interest earning accounts with the Central Bank of Kenya, where you buy the government treasury bonds. We call them government treasury bonds. We'll talk about these examples in the program for the year 2023. But right now, what we are doing is introducing them to your mind so that you know about this. I have the next question for you. What is discipline? Anyone who can define for me discipline? Yes, Jasmine. Jasmine, yeah.
Sorry, discipline. Sorry, internet. Discipline is knowing your responsibilities and taking action on them. When you take action, that's called discipline action.
Very good. I love that. That definition is one thing I want you to remember. I want you to remember that, because you see, a lot of people can't define discipline. You go ask any adult to tell you what is discipline. They define for you. They cannot define it the way Jasmine has done. Yeah? Ruth, can you repeat that definition of discipline, the one that Jasmine has just given us?
Discipline is knowing your responsibilities
and taking action on them, isn't it? Isn't it, Ruth?
Yes.
Hi, Ruth.
Hi.
Yeah, I was saying, Ruth, that after you know your responsibilities, you have to act on the responsibilities, isn't it? Like if you know that at home you need to clean the house, mom said you sweep the house. If that's your responsibility at home, then you need to take action and obey mom and clean the house. Is that correct?
Yes.
Thank you very much. Back to Jasmine.
I just wanted to add,
Mhm.
and I just figured it out right now.
Mhm.
You may know your responsibilities, yes,
Yeah.
but
Mhm.
but you have to decide to fulfill them. That
Yes.
is discipline.
Very good. Very good, Jasmine. Very good. I like that. You have to take a decision to fulfill them, to take action. And you see, we said previously, those responsibilities are at home, in school, in society. So Jesse, can you give me some of your responsibilities at home or in school?
Washing utensils,
At home, yes.
clearing the table.
Very good. Do you normally do that?
Yes.
And when you do that, you are helping mom, isn't it?
Yes.
And when you help mom, you have created value. You have done what?
You have created value.
Thank you. Good boy, Jesse. Very nice. I like that. And, you know, you guys are very brilliant. And so I just bring this quiz to make sure that we are making sure we remember everything. So can we get the definition of value creation, please? Anyone to define for us value creation? Ruth, yes, Ruth, go for it, Ruth.
Value creation is being helpful and resourceful to other people.
Very good, very good. Let me clap for you. And before Jasmine comes in, being helpful is like what Jesse said. When Jesse washes utensils at home, and when Jesse clears the dining table at home, Jesse is being helpful to her family, to his family, sorry. And by being helpful, Jesse is creating value. And that's exactly what Ruth is telling us. Okay, over to you, Jasmine.
Basically,
yeah,
value creation is like the result of discipline action.
Exactly, yes. I like how you are connecting it, Jasmine. Disciplined action leads to value creation. So, because we say discipline is knowing your responsibilities. So like in school, the teacher puts you in charge of the class as the class prefect. So class prefect, one of the things they do is to keep a record of what is happening in the class and briefing the teacher, because the teacher will not always be in class. The class prefect also makes sure those who are disturbing others while revising are reminded not to do so. So there is no noise making in class. And what the class prefect is doing is acting on his responsibilities that have been given to him or her by the teacher. And when the class prefect acts on his or her responsibilities, he is actually helping the teacher and the school to achieve its objectives of ensuring that everyone is learning in a good environment. And what the class prefect has done, they have created value. And so what Jasmine is telling us is that when Jesse cleans the utensils, Jesse is acting on his responsibilities. Therefore, Jesse is being disciplined. And in the process of being disciplined, Jesse is actually creating value for his family. So I like how you are connecting it, Jasmine, and I hope everybody is happy the way we are approaching this, because it's making a lot of sense. And our intention is for all of this to make sense. So we are asking the next question. Maybe the question should be why, but let's just leave the question to be the way it is. Is decision-making used for solving problems? If your answer is yes, give us the reason why. Yes, Jasmine.
I think so, because you have to decide how you're going to solve the problem. If it
Very
is
good.
Your decision will have either good consequences or bad.
Very good, very good, very good. And I like how Jasmine normally talks about decision making, because she always reminds us that every decision has a consequence. And for me, I want to add on what Jasmine has been telling us about consequences, which is when you are deciding, you need to know you have control over your decision. Like you can decide you want to study hard so that you make good grades in school. You see, by making good grades, the way they select people for university in our country, the way they select people to join the best schools in our country is based on the good grades. So if you decide to work hard to make good grades, you are helping yourself. Because if you don't make that decision to work hard in your studies and you fail your exam, you cannot control the consequences, because you'll end up in a very funny school because all the good schools will reject you. And so it becomes difficult for you to manage the consequences, but it's easy for you to manage the decision to study hard in school, right? So Jasmine is telling us, always think about what will happen by taking a decision to be lazy or to be hardworking. And I'll always encourage you to be a hardworking person. Hardworking people understand that they have a responsibility to excel in their studies and their education. And that responsibility, we said, the definition of this, the discipline is knowing your responsibilities, including studying hard. And that is essentially a decision. And that's why you see this word decision here. You see where my cursor is, decide. Can you see the word decide, where the cursor is, Jasmine?
Yes.
Yes, I was thinking about this slide and I was saying, you know, decisions are taken across all of these bullets that I've put here. You decide all the way. When you think, you have to decide whether to be disciplined or not. Then when you start taking disciplined action, all your actions, again, you have to decide which actions to leave out, which ones to pursue. When you come up with creative ideas, you still have to decide which idea is the best that I should test. After you test, you need to decide, am I going ahead and implementing the idea so that it's an innovation? Once you start implementing, again, you need to decide to protect your idea or not. And when you decide to protect your idea, you also need to decide, how do I protect, or how do I go about it? And then in protecting your idea, you ask yourself, I need a decision on how I can sustain the helpfulness of my idea. That's also a decision. You also need to take a decision. How do I price my solution? How much should I charge? That's a decision. And then you need to make a decision. Should I just focus on profit, or I should focus more on the purpose why I am doing what I'm doing? So you can see decision-making runs across everything, but it goes hand in hand with thinking, because you have to think all through in taking care of these issues. So decision-making is our business as human beings, and it's a product of good thinking. So we have to think all the time, which takes me to my next question. Why should people think more before making decisions? I think that question has already been answered, but let me hear what you are saying to me. Why should people think more before making decisions? The problem is that you answer first, then I'll tell you where the problem is with us human beings. So go ahead, Jasmine, and answer this question.
We should think first before making decisions, because if you think very irrationally, you may make the wrong decision, and the consequences or the output of that decision you pursue will be very bad.
Exactly. Thank you very much for that. And you see, I wanted to tell you all in this class that the problem is that there are people here in this class who are older, and then we have got the kids who are in school. And the older people in this class think that when we say we should think more before making decisions, we are saying only the kids should think and not them, the adults. Because you find there are some adults who don't even think. They just do things. And you find that their work is very bad. And you ask them, why did you do this? And they are clueless because they don't think. And the adults in our life don't realize that thinking is serious business. And I'm saying this very unapologetically because I see it every day. So if kids in grade 5 like Jasmine know that we need to think more because there will be consequences for every decision. So why do adults not pay enough attention to thinking? That's my question. And this goes to all the adults in this class. I'm challenging you not to attend kids' money class and not live by the lessons we cover in this class. So please, let us take thinking seriously because otherwise we'll fall short in realizing our dreams and purpose in life. So let's go to the next one. Can Ruth define for us? Ruth, define for us entrepreneurship, or you can delegate if you don't want. Delegation means you pick somebody else to answer the question. So Ruth, can you define entrepreneurship?
Entrepreneurship is a system of thinking that helps people to solve problems.
I love that. Very good. Okay. Anyone who wants to add something to build on what Ruth has said? Yes, Jasmine.
Entrepreneurship is a system of thinking which allows you to solve problems. When you solve these problems, you create value creation in your customers and your product. In this value creation, you create a small fee in your product or service. That way, it's a win for both you and your.
Oh, sorry, you just muted. You just muted, Jasmine. You muted. Repeat. You are rich where you are saying it's a win for both you and your
customers. I finished over there.
Ah, very good. Very good. I love that. So Jasmine is building on what Ruth told us. Ruth told us that entrepreneurship is a system of thinking for creating solutions to solve people's problems. And Jasmine tells us that creating of solutions is actually creation of value. And it means that if you are a person who is an entrepreneur thinker, somebody who thinks with an obsession to solving problems, then you have chosen to take entrepreneurship as your responsibility. So you are taking disciplined action. And we say disciplined action connects with value creation. So when you take that disciplined action as an entrepreneur and you create solutions, ideally you are helping people. And so you are creating value. And Jasmine tells us you can actually, because people are enjoying the value you're creating, you can charge a fee and they pay for it. So that Jasmine tells us it's a win-win. I don't know how many adults here ever use the word win-win in their conversation. Guys, you need to smile wherever you are. Although some of you normally, when you shut off your videos, you are not even in this class. But when Jasmine reminds us to think win-win. By the way, she's in grade 5, but she knows that life runs on the win-win mindset. Thank you so much, Jasmine, for that. You are such a brilliant girl.
You're welcome.
Ryan, thank you so much, Jasmine. Ryan, do you have anything to add to that?
Yes.
Yes,
Entrepreneurship is a system of thinking which creates solutions to solve people's problems.
Yeah. Can you give me an idea, an example, Ryan, of an entrepreneur solution that is helping people?
Like, for example, you are thinking for an idea to make the company function better. So you stay up all night thinking of a solution and then you come up with an idea. So you share that idea with the other employees.
Yeah.
They put it into the company. That's how a good entrepreneur is.
Very good. Thank you, Ryan. Thank you so much. Thank you so much for that, Ryan. Wonderful.
Welcome.
Wonderful. So Jasmine, can you add to that?
Another way of being a good entrepreneur is solving good problems. That's how you be a brilliant entrepreneur. You shouldn't solve problems by doing crimes or illegal things such as hacking.
Yes.
And you can also,
go on.
another way to also be a benevolent entrepreneur is also thinking about ways on how to expand your business into another market.
Wonderful,
Like,
wonderful. Wonderful.
Like
wonderful.
if you like if you own, let's see, if you own a makeup business, for example, you can always test your products on animal cruelty free, so that more people will buy your product.
Wonderful, wonderful. That is called running your business ethically, isn't it?
Yes.
Very good. And you see, Jasmine is telling us, let's engage in good entrepreneurship, not bad entrepreneurship. Good entrepreneurship helps humanity to prosper, and bad entrepreneurship is it engages in criminal activity that can be, like create mischief for the people in society. So we need to lean on the side of good entrepreneurship. That's a very important principle that we need to think about. And remember, everything we are discussing here is relevant to you, because a study done in the UK some time back showed that just at the age of 7, all these lessons we are learning about money, saving, investment, and entrepreneurship are going to prepare you better to be successful as you grow up than if you never got these lessons at this early stage. So can anyone volunteer to tell us that story of person A and B? Because I want us to hear this story, then we move to the slide on protection of ideas, and then we conclude. So Ryan, Ruth, anyone to volunteer, please? Or even Jasmine or Jesse, anyone who wants to volunteer? I think you all know this story, but I still want us to talk about it, because I want it to be the building block for our lessons. So I know all of you know it. So anyone who wants to tell us this story, please.
Can I try?
Yes, please, go for it, Jasmine. Thank you. Yes, try. Give it a try. I think you are muted.
Person A and B, they lived in a village. And person A and B, they always go to the river and fetch water. So person B thought of an idea to buy a water pump.
Yes.
To improvise a water pump and make a small market.
Yes.
To sell water to other villagers.
Yes.
And still person A fetched water.
Yes.
The end.
Yes.
I'm finished.
Very good. I want anyone to add to what Jesse has told us. Thank you, Jesse. Any more things? Thank you very much. Anyone who wants to add to what Jesse has said? Yes, Jasmine.
Sorry. So the internet was a bit shaky. I didn't hear the last part. What did you say?
He has said that person B bought a water pump and supplied the water to the villagers, and person A just continued carrying water or with his hands to the village. That's where he ended.
Oh yeah. So person B, after he bought the water pump, he decided to lower the price, to give a discount, and decided to hire an apprentice to help him with the water pump, so that whenever he was sick or away, his business would still prosper and grow.
Yes. And the idea here is that before person B bought the water pump, actually Both were carrying the water, and they could fill a maximum of only 20 gallons per day. Buying the water pump and piping the water to the estate, actually person B was able to sell as high as 200 gallons, up from 20 per day. And he lowered this price by 40 bob. So he was generating 8,000 or $80 per day, when previously he could only raise 20 times 50. He could only raise 100. He could only raise $10 in a day. So $10 to $80 after buying the water pump, that's a big jump. And on top of that, he hired an apprentice to run the water pump. And so person B could even take holiday, go on a holiday visit somewhere in another city, relax. And if he fell sick, water is still being sold. He doesn't have to be healthy every day. But if person A fell sick, there was no sales on that day. So who of the two made the best decision? And when I say the best decision, I mean of person A and B, who had the best thinking?
Person B.
And who was more disciplined in the thinking?
Person B.
And who made the best decisions of the two?
The one who made the right decision is
the best.
The best.
Yeah.
Person B.
Thank you. And who had the most creative idea about selling water?
Person B.
Very good. Whose idea was the best innovation or the best solution for selling water?
Person B.
Okay, they didn't need to protect it because you don't protect all ideas. Like selling water in the village, you don't need to protect it. Unless you have a name for your company and it has some marks, a logo that you want to protect, that's when you protect it. So let's keep that, although it requires a decision. So who created more value of person B and A?
Person B.
Person B.
Who made the most profit?
Person B.
Person B.
If the purpose was to help the people in society, who achieved the purpose?
Person B.
Person B.
Person B.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much. Thank you very much. I love this. So let's move now to our final slide. Okay, second last. So like KIPI, just always remember KIPI deals with protection of your ideas. So all things, they have a lot of information on this website. So Ryan, you are doing tech innovation. And you see, we have tech innovation here where my cursor is. And when you are doing your innovations, my young geniuses, in future, and you are wondering, people might steal my idea, just go to the KIPI website and read through what you need to do. But we can always bring, this will come up again in our class, in our calendar for 2023. So we'll cover this topic on protecting your ideas in greater detail. I told you, other than Kenya having a law, the Industrial Property Act of 2001, I told you that Kenya is also a member of the African Regional Industrial Property Office. So you can actually come up with an idea here in Kenya and protect it across the African countries by registering it through KIPI to the African Regional Industrial Property Office. At the global level, Kenya is a member of the Intellectual Property, the World Intellectual Property Organization. So globally, you can also protect your idea. And different countries are members of the World Intellectual Property Organization. That's why today, if you start your website and you call it, let's say Airbnb, you'll receive an email telling you to immediately delete that website. And, or you have words like Airbnb in the name of your business, it will be detected. They have got code or programs they have written that helps to detect if there are people who are stealing the tech ideas of other people. And if you don't make the change they have requested, their lawyers will inform you that you'll be subjected to legal action. You might be sued and you'll pay a lot of money. Similarly, when you protect your idea, those who steal your idea actually will pay heavily for it. So I want you to remember that. And I think for today, this is enough. I think now we need to think about our next class. And our next class will come on Saturday, 10th September. So the link for Saturday is 10th September. So that means the coming weekend, we don't have a class until 10th September. So you'll get a link around Thursday or Friday, but we'll send you a reminder link on Saturday around 10 a.m. or just before 10, so that you are properly reminded about the class. And always remember, before I even go to the website, the topic of our coverage will be customer service. I want you to know about customer service, because customer service happens at home. Remember, when you're creating value, when you are addressing your responsibilities through discipline, customer service is one of those responsibilities. And it's one of the most important responsibility you need to be aware of, customer service. And so we'll talk about customer service on 10th September. It's a very interesting topic. And when we get there, you'll see for yourself. And I wanted to just quickly then still go back here and just click on this website and go to the page where subscriptions happen. So this is where you subscribe. Once you subscribe, we'll have your contacts, your parents' email. So you'll always get the link before
hi,
the session. Yes.
We're not seeing your screen. We're not seeing the website screen.
Sorry, I'm sorry about that. Let me project it. I'm sorry about that. Thank you for the feedback, Alusa. That's why you are here, Alusa. You're doing your job very well. So we subscribe.
Yes, now we're good.
Now it's visible, right?
Yes.
Yeah. You subscribe. Once you subscribe, then we are going to tighten the subscription requirements to make sure that only those who have subscribed actually do get to attend the class. But I think most of you here, your parents have already subscribed you for the full year. I think Ryan, Sanya subscribed for the full year. I don't know about Jasmine. Jasmine, you subscribed for a full year, isn't it?
Repeat, sir. Sorry, I am the internet.
You are subscribed for the full year, right?
I think so.
Yeah, I think so. But anyway, you'll check on that. And then when you go to the home page.
For the full year.
Wonderful. Thank you so much for that, Alusa. When you're on the home page, you can see what we have here on the home page. Interesting stuff. Yeah. We want to transform. That's what we are doing, transformation. And ideally, if you go to resources, and I'm clicking on resources. If you look at the resources page here, you'll see this carousel of articles, and you see how they're shifting. So let's see here. We had picked this article by The Guardian. And we can just close this, where they say a study has shown that at the age of 7, kids can grasp the lessons they need to learn to avoid financial problems in the future. There's another article here. If we still go to kids' money, I think the previous version of this page was better than this one, because when it shifted to a major topic, you could see the color changing. So I think, Kanti, you can give that feedback to Simon. Then if you click on Forbes, Forbes article, it says how to teach kids good money habits. They start the article by saying that as a parent, you want to give the best to your children. This doesn't necessarily mean you want them to have the best clothes, the latest toys, or the coolest gadgets. Please be aware of that. Don't put your parents under pressure for the coolest gadgets. Ryan, yeah? Most likely, it means you want them to be safe and secure in future. And you want to lay a foundation that they can build upon to do well in life. The question then is whether you are teaching your children a key lesson that will impact whether they will do well. That lesson is the lesson about money. Man, I think if you are not convinced that these lessons we are covering are important, I think these articles will get you to believe. And then we have another article here about teaching kids about money early. This is from the CNBC. This is a major news company. And the CNBC says that as a child growing up in Latino community in East Palo Alto, California, the only thing we knew about money was that it's always tough living in a low income. So one lesson her parents tried to teach her is that it's best to keep a revolving balance on your credit card and never pay it off in full, she recalled. That was what I learned from my parents. You know, this is really bad advice. First of all, it's good to, as far as possible, try to avoid being in debt. If you must be in debt, and we have talked about this in our class in April this year, you need to incur debt on things that will earn you a return in future, like your education. Your education is the most important financial investment. But we'll talk about this in the upcoming classes. So I'll just stop sharing here so that we still have 4 minutes. So if there's a question, I'd like to take it before we close today's class. Jesse, was the class good?
Yes.
You enjoyed it, isn't it?
Yep.
Thank you. Thank you. Ruth? Hi,
Yeah.
Ruth.
Hi.
Is there one thing you want us to change or improve?
Nothing.
Thank you. You enjoyed the class, right?
Yes.
Thank you so much. Jasmine?
No, there's nothing you should change. I've enjoyed the class as always. In fact, I've just come up with a very good idea.
Tell me.
Thank you for this class.
Oh, you've come up with a good idea out of these lessons, yeah?
Yes.
Wonderful. So maybe in days ahead, we'll learn about that idea, isn't it?
Yeah, I'll actually share it with you when we're doing customer service. I actually need to learn that lesson quite well because I'll have to be, because I've decided I'll be dealing with, because my idea, I'll have to deal with customers.
Wonderful, wonderful, wonderful.
Excuse me.
I really love that.
Excuse me.
Yes, Jesse, go for it.
I have another answer for entrepreneurship.
Yes, please, go ahead.
Identifying business ideas in the environment.
And those ideas help to solve people's problems, isn't it?
Yes.
Thank you. Thank you very much, Jesse. Then let's have Ryan. Ryan, how was the class?
It was amazing since
Wow.
the class released.
You enjoyed yourself?
Yes.
Thank you so much, Ryan. Wonderful. So there's this beautiful girl here. I think her microphone had a problem, so we couldn't really talk with her, but maybe she'll talk with us in the next class. How are you?
Fine.
Ah, what's your name?
Fine. I'm Tracy.
Tracy, beautiful Tracy. So Tracy, did you enjoy the class?
Yes.
So you'll attend the class on 10th of September, isn't it?
Yes.
You're a very, very bright girl. You're a genius. So we see you on 10th, okay?
Okay.
Wonderful girl, wonderful girl. So I don't know, I think at this stage, I'd like to hand back to Candy. Do you have any comment before we close?
Hi, Evans.
Yes, Candy.
Thank you for the class today, for the session. Actually, I didn't know about rights protection myself, on how to protect your ideas. So at least I learned that.
Yeah.
Yeah, thank you for the session.
You're welcome. We'll repeat that lesson in the calendar for 2023, and we will make it maybe a 3-part series rather than a 2-part series, so that we drill down into the idea around protection of ideas. So that will be covered. Then at this stage, let me hand back to Alusa. I think you can wish the young ones, the kids, well, so that we can end the session.
So I'm sure everyone has had a fantastic session today. And I wish Tracy, Ryan, Jasmine, Jesse, and Ruth a fantastic 2 weeks following. And then we'll meet all of you on the 10th of September for our next session. And I hope to see all of you and many more. Please, you can tell your friends about the session so that they can also join us, so that we can all learn and grow ourselves. Thank you, and let's have a good afternoon. Bye, guys.
Bye.
Bye, everyone.
Bye, Jasmine. Bye, Jessie.
Bye.
Bye, Ryan.
Bye.
Yeah.
Bye.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye. Bye. Bye, Tracy.
Bye. Bye.
Bye, Jesse. Bye, Ruth.
Bye.
Wonderful. Wonderful. Bye, Jesse. Jesse. Hi, Jesse.
Hi. Bye.
Bye-bye, Jesse. You can just click leave and then you leave the meeting. Thank you. Yeah, over to you, Candy and Alusa.
So that was a good session.
Maybe you can stop the recording.
Yes.
And also you can stop the live streaming on YouTube.
Yeah.
Because I'm